This morning we had some CPI numbers out of Europe final numbers, and pretty much all in line bar the year on year for the core CPI, which is only 0.1 better. Not much moved for Euro there. Going into the back end of this session, one to be aware of is the Michigan sentiment data at 3 p.m. UK time. We've also got some speakers out of the Fed as well to keep an eye on as we go into the back end of the session. Just having a look at the charts, one of the main movers today and really for the last couple of weeks has been the pound, which is on a multi-month low. This level going back to the 15th of Jan where we had one of the meaningful votes. So not looking too good for the UK right now, with Theresa May looking like she's winding up come June. So next month, and that uncertainty certainly weighing on things there. If we get a breakthrough here, people start looking towards 126 and that low that we had on the flash crash at the beginning of the year. Price doesn't seem too far away. You can see, having broken through the low of Valentine's Day, 14th of Feb, it's been a pretty quick move down to where we're trading now, just 127.70 on the futures. Equities in the US, decent recovery over the last couple of days up to where we finished Friday this time last week. However, we have just drifted lower and we are underneath the pivot. This trend line, albeit did get chopped through on the 15th, you can see we're now below that again. So not just the Nasdaq that you see here, but also the S&P and the Dow Jones just near their lows of the day. A couple of key levels to be aware of. Certainly for the Nasdaq would be the high of yesterday, which is obviously quite an important level. Can we get back above that? And that will really confirm maybe that the low that we had on the 13th is the low of the month. However, if we do continue to push lower, S1's a pretty key level, along with some support that we had back yesterday just before the cash open, where the buyers really did come in. Having a look at oil might help equity case here. The fact that we are now above this couple of weekly range going back to the beginning of the month, pushing above yesterday's high. Where that finishes the week will of course be pretty key, so I'll be focusing on that coming into the back end of the session. Another market I want to keep an eye on here is gold. These trend lines holding price up for now. We had a little go at trying to push lower, only to be held firm. Be focusing to the downside on that, but also the upside, 1290, which has historically been such a key level this year. Also the pivot and the low point from yesterday before that breakdown. We get above that, I'll be looking at the low that we had back on the 15th, around 1293 and a half for gold. Break of these trend lines to the downside, anywhere near those lows would be obvious point where you could expect some support at least. And in gold it could happen pretty quickly. Any questions as usual, please do let me know, but I hope you all have a good trading day and a good weekend as well.